The pursuit of knowledge has been one of humanity's most fundamental quests since its inception. Yet the question of whether learning is truly possible presents itself as a philosophical puzzle. Known as the Menon paradox, this idea, presented in Plato's Menon dialogue, challenges the very notion of seeking knowledge. How can we search for something we do not know? And if we do not know what we are searching for, how can we recognize it when we find it? The Menon paradox confronts us with a fundamental question about the nature of learning and knowledge. If we already know something, there is no need to seek it. But if we do not know it, how can we begin the search? And how will we recognize it when we find it? This paradox exposes a logical dilemma, challenging our understanding of how knowledge is attained and whether it is even possible to acquire. In Plato's Menon dialogue, Socrates presents this paradox as a learning problem and proposes a solution through the theory of anamnesis, or recollection. According to Socrates, learning is not about acquiring entirely new information, but about remembering knowledge that the soul already possesses. Socrates argues that the soul, having existed before its earthly incarnation, knew everything in its pre-existent state. This knowledge, though forgotten during its encounter with the physical world, can be rediscovered through experience and inquiry. Socrates states, "For we do not learn, and we do not remember, for all learning is remembering. For the soul has all knowledge. It simply has to recall what it has forgotten." Learning, therefore, is a process of uncovering and recalling what is already imprinted within the soul. This theory invites a profound reflection on the origins of knowledge and the true nature of learning. It suggests that the pursuit of the unknown is, in essence, a reconnection with the inner truths that define human existence. The Menon paradox thus opens a broader discussion, not only about how we learn, but also about the very structure of human consciousness and the mysteries it seeks to unravel. The question posed by the paradox: is knowledge innate? The Menon paradox compels us to examine a fundamental philosophical dilemma. Is knowledge something inherent to the human soul, or is it entirely a product of experience? If knowledge is innate, then education does not impart anything new, but merely aids the soul in remembering truths it already possesses. If knowledge is acquired, it must rely on empirical experiences and observations. In either case, the paradox highlights a logical inconsistency in how we conceptualize the process of attaining knowledge. In Plato's Menon, Socrates famously says, "But if you have never learned it, how will you look for it, seeing that you do not know what it is? And even if you come across it, how will you know that this is the thing you did not know?" This passage encapsulates the core of the paradox, pointing to the challenge of discovering something unknown without any prior recognition of it. Socrates, in his pursuit of understanding, offers a resolution grounded in the idea of innate knowledge. He proposes that humans do not learn in the conventional sense. Rather, they recollect eternal truths embedded in the soul. Through questioning and reflection, these truths, previously obscured by the physical realm, can be brought back to consciousness. Modern perspectives, however, complicate this ancient resolution. While some theories, such as Chomsky's notion of an innate linguistic capacity, align with Socrates' view, others emphasize the role of culture, environment, and sensory experience in shaping knowledge. Contemporary thought invites us to reconsider whether knowledge is universal and pre-existing, or whether it emerges dynamically from the interaction between the mind and its surroundings. Thus, the Menon paradox persists as a lens through which we can explore the origins and boundaries of knowledge. It challenges us to reconcile the tension between what we inherently know and what we discover through the unfolding tapestry of life. The Menon paradox raises several contemporary questions. Can artificial intelligence truly learn new knowledge, or does it merely process existing information? How can humans recognize what they do not know, and could this awareness be the foundation of creativity? Do educational systems facilitate the recollection of knowledge, or do they create experiences that encourage learning? The paradox endures as a thought experiment, prompting us to reconsider how we approach the pursuit of knowledge. While some discoveries rely on experience, others seem to emerge from intuition. But the underlying mystery of how knowledge operates remains unresolved. The Menon paradox is not just a philosophical concept, it has practical implications. Solving a problem often begins with asking the right questions. But how can one know the right questions without understanding the problem itself? For example, can you achieve success without knowing what you want? What strategies can you use to pursue an unknown goal? These questions demonstrate the paradox's relevance to modern life and its ability to inspire reflection on our approach to challenges. Is knowledge learned or remembered? The Menon paradox challenges us to consider not only how knowledge is acquired, but also its very essence. Socrates' theory of recollection offers a compelling resolution, suggesting that knowledge is not learned in the conventional sense, but remembered from a time when the soul existed beyond the physical world. This idea posits that all learning is a process of rediscovery, a retrieval of truths already within us. Yet, modern perspectives introduce complexity to this ancient debate. The duality of knowledge as both innate and experiential suggests a synthesis. Certain foundations may be inherent, while the process of living enriches and reshapes these initial truths. The interaction between the two creates a dynamic understanding of what it means to know. So, where does that leave us? Is knowledge something we actively seek and build? Or is it a hidden treasure buried deep within, waiting to be unearthed? Perhaps the answer lies in embracing both possibilities, acknowledging that learning may be the interplay between remembering and discovering. This paradox transcends abstract philosophy. It mirrors the human condition. The search for knowledge is, at its core, a reflection of life's eternal quest for meaning. And like all great quests, it begins with a single, profound question. If we do not know, how can we know? Thanks for watching. Bye-bye.